Thank you all for being here. My name is Julie Morgas Baca. I'm the Bernalillo County Manager, and I want to welcome you all to Alvarado Square and the Commission Chambers. So we're really, really happy to see all of you and welcome. So I'm honored to have such an esteemed group of individuals here, professionals who are in their organizations protect our community and do what's right, like every day. You all have very, very hard jobs and difficult jobs, but you do it with grace, and we really appreciate everything that you do for our community. So these men and women have expanded the scope of their profession by adding another facet of service and outreach to their profession, one that focuses on the dignity of the human spirit and the well-being of our community. Isn't that the truth? Today, I have the privilege of introducing 2nd Judicial District Court Judge Cindy Leos. Her professional experience includes, yeah, we can clap for her. She's amazing. I'm so happy that she's the chair of our Criminal Justice Coordinating Council. Couldn't think of anybody better at this point, so thank you so much for taking the helm. So again, her experience includes civil and criminal defense, a felony attorney for the New Mexico Office of the Public Defender, and a children's court attorney for the Child Protective Services with Youth, Children, and Families Division. Among her current roles, Judge Leos is also the chair, as I told you, of the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council. In this position, she has supported endeavors such as law enforcement's cultural shift, LEAD as an example. So Judge Leos, welcome, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, County Manager. I am just so absolutely thrilled to be here today and be a part of this really important ceremony. I'm in the company of so many individuals that are really devoting their lives to transforming our criminal justice system. It's so exciting to see so many people here in support of the law enforcement officers who have truly served as examples in our community, leading the charge in addressing crime in a holistic and creative way. The Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Program launched in 2019 and brings together many of the criminal justice stakeholders with a goal of reducing recidivism, improving community safety, and addressing untreated mental health and substance abuse issues that drive crime in our community. LEAD is designed to divert nonviolent offenders away from the traditional booking process after being arrested. Instead of taking the individual to jail, officer identifies a particular need that an individual may have and takes them to a caseworker who then refers them out to sources and resources in the community. Diverting nonviolent offenders to community resources instead of booking them into jail allows the criminal justice system to devote our resources to serious offenders in our community. If the recidivism rate of the nonviolent offenders who are in need of community resources is reduced, and meaning that they don't break the law again because they have been connected with case management and resources, this means that prosecutors, law enforcement, public defenders, and the courts can focus their energies on the violent and serious cases. This event today is to recognize the 5 law enforcement officers who have distinguished themselves amongst their colleagues by taking the time to understand the importance of this type of diversion, taken the time to identify good candidates for diversion to lead, and as a result have directly impacted the lives of our community members who need help, not jail. We have 2 video presentations today, starting with the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department, showing Deputies Wenger, Aragon, and Velasquez engaging with 3 individuals in our community in support of LEAD. I was really, when I watched these videos in advance, I was really just so impressed by the level of compassion that these deputies exhibited in their interaction with these individuals. Not only does it show a level of compassion, but what I think is really important for everybody to watch is the hope in the eyes of the people that the deputies are interacting with. Hope for a different future for themselves.
you know what? I'm strong. I can do it. It's a stupid habit, and it's just dumb. I need to be stronger for them, and I need to get my ass away.
And you said it's coke is what you're...
Yeah, I do cocaine, and I also I prescribe Suboxone.
For treatment? Can I come in and talk with you for a second? All right.
It's life up.
You know there's stuff to go get help, right?
Yes, and you know what? I'm strong. I can do it. It's a stupid habit, and it's just dumb. I need to be stronger for them, and I need to get my ass away.
And you said it's coke is what you're...
Yeah, I do cocaine, and I also I prescribe Suboxone.
For treatment? We have a LEADS program, because the best thing you can do is get off that stuff for your kids.
Right, yeah, I know.
All right.
I know. It's stupid.
All right. And there's a LEADS program. Would you like me to have one of the LEADS reach out to you?
Definitely.
Okay.
It's already been where, like I've told them, it's either the dope or us, and I'm willing to change.
So, my partner talked to you guys? Yes. Sorry, I didn't catch your names.
My name's Rob. I'm Chad.
Okay, you guys currently living out on the streets?
Yeah.
So there's a place up there off of Zuni, a place called, our care campus through UNM. If anything, I can submit 2 forms and then have them contact you guys. Do you guys have phones or anything?
You guys are more, you treat us are homeless and mean we're not human, you know?
Right.
And you guys treat us like we're human. I just want to let you know I appreciate that.
I might do another lead referral.
Yeah. Can't work with me, please. I'm trying my hardest to do the right thing. I promise you I am. I really wanted to get right, like I'm trying my hardest.
Alright, dude, there's a program. It's called the LEADS program. You heard of it?
No.
No, it's supposed to help you like get off the blues.
Alright.
So I can make a referral for you to the LEADS program.
Beautiful presentation.
Can I come in and talk with you for a second? All right.
And later we'll see the presentation, the on-body recording devices from APD officers interacting with our community members. So I'm going to start by introducing Sheriff Allen. I'm honored to introduce Sheriff Allen, who will be presenting the awards to Deputy Deanna Aragon, Deputy Adrian Velasquez, and Deputy Caleb Wenger. Sheriff Allen was elected to sheriff in 2023. This came after a long and distinguished career in upholding law, order, and justice in our community. Sheriff Allen has worked in law enforcement in almost every imaginable capacity, serving as a role model in our community, not only to law enforcement officers, but to all criminal justice stakeholders. Sheriff Allen's commitment to the community extends well beyond law enforcement. He's a valued member of the New Mexico National Alliance on Mental Illness Crisis Intervention, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and is an executive board member with me on the Bernalillo County Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, also known as CJCC. I've come to know Sheriff Allen very well through his work at the CJCC and can say without hesitation, his commitment to serving our community goes down to the very core of who he is. Sheriff Allen, come on up.
It's always so odd when you're introduced, when it's really not about yourself, but it's about the deputies and officers that are standing here. I want to thank all law enforcement counselors through the LEAD program, everybody who does this. As you see from these videos, not just the hope and the difference that we're making in the community, there's so much other work to be done and so many other people that need help. And through these programs, it would be impossible. I go out to a lot of these operations and I see a lot of people sitting in the back. Thank you for what you do. But it's also important for us to make sure that we break down barriers to understand what law enforcement does, and also counselors and everybody else in the care campus and all the other diversion programs that we have. Anytime that we can divert somebody for a low-level crime away from incarceration is very important. Recidivism rate has been high for years. The same old, we talk about the revolving door, but as our deputies and our officers see, and we deal with someone with a drug addiction or behavioral health, what other resources can we give somebody to make sure that they are rehabbed, that they are back in our community successfully, that they have dignity, that our deputies and officers show and serve with compassion, and to make sure that we all not only stay safe, but that we care for each other. We need to understand that all of us have weaknesses, and a lot of people that we deal with to get the recidivism and the crime down, we need to make sure that we offer these programs so we can all succeed together. It's just not about jail, but at the same time, it's also about tough love. If we see someone that we've given resources numerous times, we might have to take to jail, but understand that the cycle of addiction and behavioral health is serious, it's consistent, it's persistent in our community, and this is a great example of what all our deputies and officers do, and I can't say specifically for my people how proud of you that I am. Thank you for what you do every day. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Sheriff Allen. And now it's my honor to introduce Chief Medina. Police Chief Medina will be presenting awards to Officers Alex Castellano and Officer Walker Marion with their awards. Chief Medina has worked over 20 years as a law enforcement officer. During this time, he has provided prevention and intervention education strategies to Albuquerque high school students. He's partnered with schools, teachers, and law enforcement in this capacity. Chief Medina also works closely with community partners, including Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. And Chief Medina has been serving as Chief of Police since September of 2020. I've come to know Chief Medina very well with his assistance with Young Adult Court several years ago, and I know that he is a big proponent also of diversion. Come on up, Chief.
I just want to thank all the officers for all of their hard work, all the deputies for all of their hard work. You know, law enforcement has changed over the past 30 years. I think I've hit my 29th year next month. And one of the things I can say is a lot of times I'm asked, what makes a great law enforcement officer? And, 29 years ago, I would have said, somebody who goes out there, works, takes people to jail, has a drive to make the community safe. But over the past 6 years, the one word that comes to mind is compassion. And I think that in today's day and age, an officer with compassion that can look at somebody and see them at their lowest point and recognize that they want to help is of utmost importance. And when you started to see the video with the deputies here today, you saw individuals who cared, who had compassion for the community. And that's truly what's going to make a difference. But above all the great work that our law enforcement officers do, I also want to thank all the partners in Bernalillo County. In 2017, I returned back to the city of Albuquerque from retirement. Became the deputy chief of the field, and in 2019 we relaunched the LEAD program, and I was the deputy chief at the time, and we assigned this project specifically to Southeast PRT, and I think it was Justin Trebunowski was the sergeant at the time, and we really pushed that we wanted to have a diversion program within the Southeast. And I want to thank Judge Leos because I got a firsthand experience, and I still remember Adrian was the first graduate from Young Adult Court, and I got to see it and see how compassion and a willingness to meet somebody where they're at and help them led to an individual changing their life. And I really learned that sometimes we have to recognize there will be failure in that journey, and somebody may not always succeed, but we got to recognize that failure is part of growing. And I think as we go forward, in order for us to truly understand and to make Albuquerque a better place, we got to understand the concept between a violent criminal sitting in jail and getting resources to an individual who's suffering from mental health or substance abuse. And we got to show that compassion. We got to meet these individuals where they're at. And we got to continue to make sure that we recognize that it's not going to be a straight line, that this road is going to have bumps in the road for them. But it's programs like this that are going to help bring long-term solutions to a lifelong issue that some of these people may have faced. And these issues may have started in their youth, and it is imperative that we help them get over these issues so that we lower crime in the metro area. So thanks to all the officers in the room, all the deputies in the room, and thank you to all the partners with CJCC and those that helped educate me early on about compassion and understanding and knowing how we have to help people and the difference we could make in their life. So thanks.
Thank you so much, Chief, for those words. I think we do learn a lot from failure. I think we can all agree with that. So thank you for that. And now I will introduce DA Bregman, who was appointed to the Bernalillo County District as Bernalillo County District Attorney in January of 2023. He is a UNM Law School graduate with over 30 years of legal experience. Since his appointment, DA Bregman has grown his office by over 50 new prosecutors and has worked hard to build a stronger relationship with all criminal justice stakeholders. DA Bregman.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would point out that it is obviously a big honor for me to be here in front of all you today. I want to thank the CJCC for organizing this event and giving us all the opportunity to recognize LEAD for an incredible program that it is, and to recognize the officers and deputies who have gone above and beyond when it comes to diversion. I've said it before and I'll say it again today. I truly believe that the hardest job in this country is being a cop, being a deputy, being a police officer. It is amazing what you all do each and every day. When our officers and our community are dealing with a drug problem, a poison, if you will, like fentanyl, it is crucial that officers have the option, other than booking every single offender who may be technically violating a fourth-degree felony or committing a fourth-degree felony, rather than booking them, to giving officers and deputies options to help this person deal with their addiction problem. And fentanyl is unlike any drug I've ever seen in my lifetime. I've been around a long time, and it is just such a scourge in our community. And that's why programs like this are so very, very important. It gives law enforcement the opportunity and options to help people. And I know that's why all of you are in the work you're in, to help people and help this community. It takes a very short time to develop an addiction, unfortunately, but it takes a long-term commitment to deal with that addiction afterwards. And I can tell you, we can't prosecute our way out of this issue. We have to have folks like you every day and folks like everybody in this room that are working on this issue as a community. And so with that being said, I encourage all the agencies, obviously, and I know their commitment from their leadership, to continue participating in a big way in these programs, but also the agencies that may not be here today right now, so that we can continue to expand this program to help as many people as possible when it comes to the addiction issues. So I want to personally say to law enforcement officers here and to those of you that are getting awards, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I know I speak for the entire community, for what you do is so very, very important. So congratulations to you for being recognized, and thank you very much for having me here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I think that it was the sheriff that said at one of our, similar to what you said, DA Bregman, at one of our CJCC meetings, is that we're not going to arrest our way out of these problems. We can't prosecute our way out of this problem. It's going to take this type of community and this type of work and this type of creativity to make a dent in the problem that we're seeing in our community, especially with fentanyl. So thank you, DA Bregman. And now we'll move to District Defender Danica Torres. She is the district defender for the Second Judicial Law Office of the Public Defender. Ms. Torres is also a graduate of the UNM Law School and has, for the past over 16 years, defended the young people in our community who are indigent in need of a good lawyer. In 2023, Ms. Torres accepted the position as a district defender and has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to indigent defense and to our community. Ms. Torres, come on up.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing me a little bit of time to speak. I'm so glad to be part of this very important day. As public defenders, we have a front row seat to our clients' lives and the struggles with addiction, housing instability, family legacies of trauma, and mental health issues. Clients who are arrested and held in custody for low-level nonviolent offenses risk losing their jobs, which leads to homelessness, which leads to hopelessness, and ultimately the possibility of more crime, which is exactly what we are trying to avoid. Today's presentation indicates a shift in law enforcement culture that for a long time, some have resisted acknowledging that jail and punishment does not resolve these issues. These are issues that affect all of us, and we all want to do our best to try to make things better. Rather than pushing people further into a downward spiral, programs like LEAD and the Albuquerque Community Services Initiative with the city lifts people up. They offer a chance for redemption and healing, and they offer a chance to address the root causes of crime rather than just its symptoms. For these good efforts to continue, we as a community need to work on building out our treatment capacity in the county so that we can support people who are ready for the help. LEAD, ACS, and a broader treatment network are tangible improvements in health and public safety of our city and worth acknowledging and recommitting to. I want to congratulate all of the officers and deputies who are being recognized here today. Congratulations, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. And I think probably everybody's picked up on, I think at least 3 of our presenters have used the word dignity. And I think that's a really important word for us to keep in mind. And as you see in the video from BCSO, and we'll see it in APD's video as well, that's exactly how these officers and deputies are treating these individuals in our community with dignity. And now I'm honored to introduce County Commissioner for District 3, Adrian Barboa, who has devoted truly her life to serving the residents of Bernalillo County in various capacities. She's created a mentoring program for students of color that has been nationally recognized, passed legislation to support pregnant and parenting young people, and led campaigns for women and families to access reproductive health care and affordable health care for all. She continues to work tirelessly in our community and in various capacities to support and improve our community. Come on up, Commissioner Barboa. Thank you.
Hello. What a beautiful day it is today. I love seeing everybody's face in the room. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me the time to be up here with you today. Thank you for our leaders that have stepped into this important position in this important role. Never, ever, ever did I think I would be speaking at a law enforcement recognition ceremony, right? Even as an elected official, did I think that I'd be in this position because of the work I've done and because of my own very, very own family, right? I both have law enforcement family and I have family who have been mixed up in the judicial system for things they've done, right? So like they said, I'm Adrian Barboa. I'm the Bernalillo County Commissioner for District 3. It's so good to see everyone here and celebrate this great program. The LEAD Pre-Arrest Diversion Program enhances safety, health, and equity for the people whose unlawful behavior stems from unmet needs often related to substance use, mental health challenges, or extreme poverty. The LEAD program connects an individual with resources such as housing and substance use treatment services or enrolling the participant in vocational training resources. The goals are to reduce harm a low-level substance user or other offender causes harm to him or herself, as well as the harm that individuals cause the community. Reducing drug and alcohol use or abuse is so important, and that's part of what this program aims to do. Treated, untreated, or undertreated mental and physical health challenges, reduce jail and emergency room recidivism rates for program participants, allowing the criminal justice system to focus on more serious offenders. This is something I talk about a lot. I talk about it with community. I talk about with folks that are going through some of the behavioral health programs we have, right? This is an important puzzle that one piece does not work with the other. If we don't have the participation, the willingness of our law enforcement to step into these leadership roles and be the leaders we need when it comes to these low-level offenders or folks doing behaviors because of their addiction, then we can offer programs and services all day. But if we don't have the puzzle piece that connects all the pieces together to make the big picture, then none of it works on its own. So also in the goals of this is improving the well-being of program participants with the willingness to make changes to reduce harm to themselves and the community. Participants can improve their lives and their community. Now, I want to just close by saying, I always say, and I think it resonates with everyone, that if you grew up in New Mexico, you love with your heart, not just because know somebody, your cousin's friend, but you love someone who suffered through substance use or mental health needs. And that's why we do these things, is not because we don't want law enforcement to become the next behavioral health professionals. We want to provide pathways to get to the right pieces. And I commit to you as a county commissioner to make sure that our behavioral health programs, our services are there ready to serve those folks when you bring them. When you divert them, we need to be the ones that are ready to pick that up. And I commit to that piece of the puzzle, and I'm thankful that you are now committing to your piece of the puzzle to help solve the problems, because you all know our families and our communities are worth it. Thank you so much for this honor today.
And I have to mention that Commissioner Barboa, along with County Manager, have been just incredibly supportive of the Young Adult Court program as well. And Commissioner Barboa came to our last graduation with 4 or 5 sheet cakes and multiple gallons of coffee. So thank you so much to both of you for all your support with Young Adult Court. And to everybody, frankly, on the panel with your hard work with CJCC. We couldn't do it, as we've talked about, alone. So now let's turn to the most important part of today's ceremony, and that's recognizing our award recipients. I'll call up Sheriff Allen to present the awards. Let's start with Deputy Deanna Aragon. You want to say something? Are you prepared to? Okay.
I warned her.
Congratulations. I believe Deputy Adrian Velasquez is not present. So
He is at a SWAT competition.
he's at a SWAT competition. That sounds important. Let's move to Deputy Caleb Wenger. Come on up. Deputy, do you want to say anything? Why not? Come on up.
I just want to thank everyone here, especially my wife, because being in law enforcement, having a spouse, we know the hardest job is being a spouse. And then I want to thank this department or office, because they've truly helped me with my dream of being in law enforcement. So thank you.
I'd agree with the deputy that the hardest job is being a spouse, not necessarily of law enforcement. All right, let's turn it over to Chief Medina to present the awards to Officer Alex Castellano and Officer Walker Marion. Let's start with Officer Castellano. Come on up. Officer, do you want to say anything?
I don't know.
Yes, do.
Well, thank you for everybody for having the time to come out to bear witness to this. Whether I can arrest somebody 4, 5, 6, 7 times for the same offense of possession or try to get them help, it's very rewarding to see them succeed. Thank me later and, stand there and cry and say, I wouldn't be here if this wasn't for you. So I'm doing this for that person and anybody who wants a chance at a second life.
Thank you so much, Officer. And then we have Officer Marion. Do you want to say something, Officer?
Since my partner said something, I have to say something now. Thank you to my wife, who's also an officer with APD. Albuquerque keeps us busy for sure, and this program is great because it gives us the chance to divert those people that need help. And one of the biggest challenges for new officers is realizing who needs help and who needs to go to jail. And it's been fun to find that pathway and to help those in need. Thank you.
And I don't think any of you were prepared to say anything, so great job under pressure. Do you change your mind? You want to now? All right, come on up. Oh, no. Okay. All right, now let's watch the lapel footage from Albuquerque Police Department officers Castellano and Marion interacting with the community members in support of LEAD. I watched this in advance too, and much like the officers talked about, the kindness and the compassion that sort of radiates out of this interaction is really, it's incredibly moving. Take a look.
Okay, you and I are gonna hang out for a minute. Okay, you and I might go for a ride. Not downtown. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Okay, that is, I have a bargaining chip for you. I don't want names. I don't want your dealer. I don't care if you're the one selling this. I'm gonna take care of you today as best as I can. Okay, but I'm gonna let you make that ultimate decision. Do you understand that? Have I ever arrested you for narcotics before? No. Have I ever enrolled you into a program for narcotics before? No. Have I ever caught you ever with narcotics before? No. Okay. Next couple questions. Do you have a violent conviction? No. Have you ever been convicted of beating somebody up? No. Have you ever been convicted of killing somebody? No. So I also want to take you over to Care Campus and introduce you to somebody that I respect. My goal for you is to get you clean. My goal is to put a smile on that face. This program is not a stop drugs right now cold turkey. The end result is drug-free. Not today, not this weekend, not next week. This program is designed to get you to point B. It's outpatient. It is for you. If you need something, they're going to provide it for you. You can ask them more in-depth questions. I believe in you. I believe if you stick with this, you will, one day, soon, be drug-free. What's up?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You going inside?
Yeah, you want to wait in?
Yeah.
Or wait out here?
I'll wait inside.
Okay.
Holler at me when you see me again. Okay. I want to know how this process is going.
Okay.
And we'll talk later. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. Okay. You and I are gonna hang out for a minute. Okay. You and I might go for a ride. Not downtown. Do you understand that?
Thank you.
Do you understand that? Okay. That is, I have a bargaining chip for you. I don't want names.
Incredible. Really incredible. I believe in you. I love that. I can only imagine somebody hearing those words from a law enforcement officer, how powerful that must be. And it was, sincere and genuine. So thank you for sharing that video with us. Thank you to everybody who joined us today for this really important day, for this important presentation, and to honor these individuals who, you saw how much time that took to interact with our community members that need help. I know for a fact that it would take a lot less time to just take them down to MDC and book them in. But instead, these officers decided to take the extra time to talk with the individuals and see what they needed and try something different. So thank you. Thank you to everybody for being here and being a part of this really important day. And thank you, of course, to my co-presenters for all your hard work in this system as well. It's an honor to serve with all of you. In closing, this is not the end of our work. This ceremony today represents the very beginning of a fruitful collaboration between criminal justice stakeholders, the beginning of creatively problem-solving issues that are impacting our communities, and the beginning of honoring our shining star law enforcement officers that are willing to do the hard work and lead the way into a brighter future for our city. Thank you very much for being here. There's a hand up over there. Did you want to say something? Come on up. Why not? We can't hear you all the way in the back, so come up.
Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing me to take some time. Of course, this wasn't planned, but I am Jessica Jaramillo. I'm the interim director for the Department of Behavioral Health Services. And so I just wanted to recognize our lead case managers. So they're the ones that work very closely with the law enforcement officers, and I'm sure you guys know them as well. So they are the ones that also work very closely with the clients. They are there every single day, every single night, getting the calls, taking them wherever they need appointments, and really being their cheerleader out there. And so I just wanted to recognize, so please stand up for all their work. It's a very small group, but they do a phenomenal job, so thank you.